Number one way to supersize your business was the topic for our challenge today. Today is day 1448 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey as I actually just do business, both online and off now. Originally started this segment to keep track of my lessons learned and what I was doing, what worked, what didn't work. And I actually went back this last week and watched my very, very first piece to this segment. It was in 2018, and we were building a mobile app. We were working on a team that was building a mobile app, and lots of things happened through the course of that, but that's when I started documenting that journey. And I actually almost had forgotten about that. It's been so long since we worked on that because life happened, things happened. We had some huge lessons learned on that project, and that project ended up stalling in programming because we hired the wrong outsourcing firm in the UK instead of keeping it here, keeping it where we had a little more control over it. We believed people that said they could do things that they weren't actually capable of doing. Been there, done that, found that before in corporate America. Should have learned that lesson, but obviously didn't, and I had to repeat it. So today in Supersize Your Business, I didn't promise, but I said I was not going to do an idiom. And I really didn't, but I ended up talking about don't quit. And I didn't look up where it came from. I might, because now I'm curious because I didn't look it up, but I might look it up because I was thinking about what is the number one way to supersize and grow your business. What is the number one thing that you have to do before anything else in order to guarantee and guarantee as much as humanly possible that you're going to succeed at something? And that is, you have to decide that you're going to do it. You have to decide and commit to it and know that stuff is going to happen just like it does in all of our lives and all of our businesses along the way, and that you've got the ability to figure it out. You'll figure it out, and you'll twist and turn and do what you got to do, but you'll get there and create what it is that you want, no matter what people tell you can or cannot do, no matter what happens in the government, no matter how many pandemics or that we ever have a pandemic happens. Excuse me, my new shake clogs up my throat in the morning, and I don't drink enough coffee or water. I do it as I'm doing my videos, so I get this clog in my throat. Sometimes I need to cough it out. So that's what we talked about. That is by far the number one hands down thing that will determine your success or failure. Not your friends or your cousins or your teammates or your partners. Your personal success is always determined and dependent on you. We can blame a lot of other things and things outside of us, and we can blame COVID, and we can blame the environment, we can blame the economy, we can blame the politicians, we can blame our mom, our sisters, our brothers, our friends, our neighbors, our somebody that bullied us in third grade. We can blame whatever we want, but the truth is, it all comes down to us and what we want and why we want it, right? If we know what we want and why we want it, and we decide that we're going to have it, there is nothing that can stop us. Short of getting hit by a bus and killed, you're going to get there. It might not be when you want. I mean, a lot of times we set goals and objectives and we want things right now. I want to be at my ideal weight right now. Well, you know what? That's not going to happen. It's probably going to take me all year, and maybe even then some, to get back to what I consider my ideal weight. So what am I doing? In the past, I would just feel bad about it or make excuses like COVID. But now I'm like, no, you're going to set interim weight goals this year and achieve them. My first interim goal, I picked a number. I stepped on the scale, scary as that was, picked a number for my birthday, which is March 12th, and we'll be working toward achieving that interim goal. Now, I may or may not achieve it, but if I decide I'm going to achieve it no matter what, that is how I can guarantee that I'm going to achieve that interim goal no matter what. And then if I set the next interim goal and I choose and decide and commit to achieving it, I will achieve it no matter what. Now, of course, it has to be in somewhat the realm of doable, right? Even though miracles happen all the time, I don't think our plans should include that we're expecting miracles to happen for us all the time. Unless, of course, you expect miracles to happen for you all the time, and then maybe they will. So we talked about then 5 or 6 ways to guarantee that you'll be successful, that contribute to your success. And, I'm sure there's been hundreds, if not thousands of books written on the topic. And the truth is, you don't know until you go through it and experience it yourself, right? And we've all had successes and we've all had failures, and we will all continue to have successes and failures throughout our entire life. It's what we do with those experiences that matter. So we talked about today in the BU 365 Day Challenge, day 16 today, we talked about one of my favorite exercises, and it comes from, I'm sure, timelines, where we remember history class, we all learned about timelines. It's called the Lifeline exercise. I learned about it my first job in corporate America. I was in a week-long training called Louis Tice training, and that's the first place I remember learning this Lifeline exercise. And we did this Lifeline exercise where we look at highlights in our life, and then we ask ourselves questions about those key events in our life and try to look for relationships and patterns and what things mean. And I've taken that and broken it down and used it as part of the SOAP framework and progress. How do I know if I'm moving in the direction I want? And bottom line is, I create a lifeline and then I graph on it the different areas and aspects of my life. And I'm personally looking for an upward trend over time in my lifeline. I want it to be that I'm moving toward what I want in each of the different areas and aspects of my life, right? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution. And I had a confidence and communication April of last year. So I look at those too. Is my communication getting better? Some days it is, some days it isn't. Is my confidence getting better? Some days it is, some days it isn't. But overall, the trend is moving in the direction I want it to. And that's the reason I like the Lifeline exercise. I actually just decided today that I will make sure that I schedule at least one day a month in this year's BU challenge to have a chance to look at our Lifeline exercise, to go back and revisit it and see if we want to add more details, see if we see any new connections or patterns or things that can help us learn more about ourselves, because that's what the challenge is all about, right? It's about becoming a continually improving version of ourselves. And how do you do that? By sometimes you got to go back and look at what you've been through. Look at the past. We don't live in the past. A lot of people do, but I don't choose to. I choose to live in the present moment because it's the only thing I can affect, right? It's the only time I can take action. The only time I can do anything is right now. The future, not guaranteed. I'm a true believer and knower in that. The future is not guaranteed. You never know when you might be shut down and done. So that's why we want to live each day becoming the best possible version of ourselves. So those are a couple things I'm working on. I'm thinking about and trying to decide if I want to create in a software program like a members area with the 365 Day Challenge. I haven't done it yet. I should have probably thought about it last year, but you know, I can hire it out and have it done, but I don't know if I want to or not, or if there's value in that. I might do it because chances are I will turn this whole year challenge into a book, right? We'll turn it into a book that people can go along with, and then have the videos as supplemental free content for people that want a little bit more than just what's in the book. Because in the book, we'll just do the highlights and the notes and draw little pictures and things. I just started thinking about that today. So maybe I'll do that, or maybe I will just create a guide in the Get Up and Go challenge, and we'll do the 365 Day BU challenge as part of the Get Up and Go challenge group page, because that's just a kind of a side secret page that if people want to improve themselves, they can go and they can see any of the 10 previous challenges, the other things I've shared there. I think we've got 14 guides in there already, so this would probably be the 15th guide. So if you have any opinion on that, make it a guide, or make it a free members area, or make it a paid members area, or make it a bonus for people to access with the book. Let me know. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think a book is a good idea on this? I have personally loved and really enjoyed the previous journal type books that I've done that help me to break things down and do a small thing every day in order to get my overall goal for the year. Lots of people pick a word of the year. I know, I don't even know where I never heard of that until I came online. And then once I came online, everybody's picking their word of the year. And so I guess inadvertently, I've picked a word of the year by picking an idea or a theme or an area of my life I wanted to improve over the last 4+ years. So I did do one thing every day that scares you in 2018. Do one thing that makes you happy, 2019. Do one fun thing every day in 2020. And then last year we did do one thing every day that centers you. This year we're doing be you, pay attention to who you're becoming, and we're creating it ourselves. I'm creating it with you based on your feedback and input, and just ideas that I have and lessons that I've learned throughout my life. as I'm becoming a different version of myself. If I had done this 20 years ago, I'd be creating something totally different than I am now, as would all of us. Questions, help, offline, online business, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day.